Hi, I'm Yuri, and I got a different take on success and motivation. But to get why I think this way, I need to share a bit of my story. Trust me, it's not your usual motivational talk. I did not choose where I was born. I grew up in the Soviet Union, in the capital of Soviet Ukraine, during the days of communism. My first school book had a picture of Lenin on the front page. Can you imagine starting life with that as your first read? 5 years after I was born, the Chernobyl nuclear disaster happened just 100 kilometers from my city. The Soviet government hid the truth for a long time. So, kids like me played outside unaware of the radiation risks. It's like playing in a dangerous zone with a big smile, not knowing it could haunt your later. Then the Soviet Union collapsed. Everyone hoped life would get better. But instead, we got poverty, crime, and corruption. Not exactly the dream life anyone signed up for, right? Fast forward, things slowly improved. But then, war came to my country. Not in books or movies, but real rockets, explosions, and smoke right outside my window. It's the kind of thing you never think will happen to you. Oh, and here is the fun part. I'm kind of a failure at almost everything. I did not choose that either. I was born with one health condition, inherited three more, and down with tuberculosis, kidney stones, eye inflammation, panic attacks, and even a blood clot in my lung. Somehow I'm still here, but it's been a wild ride. When you are sick for so long, you learn to hide it and act normal. Skin covers a lot, doesn't it? School was not much better. In a humanities school, I was good at math, but when I switched to a math-focused school, I ended up in the top three of the class idiots. Surrounded by brainy kids, I felt like the dumbest guy in the room. That left me with a lot of insecurities. So, I got two degrees, one in marketing, one in international law, and even studied microeconomics in grad school. But honestly, I did it to prove something, not because it made sense. Big mistake, realized too late. I worked 8 years at the Ministry of Economy, but made no career progress. Eventually, I quit, not fully by choice. All I had was a car on a credit in the middle of a global financial crisis. Great timing, right? But I did not give up. I got elected head of a community organization, leading protest right across from my old workplace. My government experience helped me fight for public interest. But politics is a dirty game, and I had zero skills for it. Guess what? I got pushed out. Job hunting was tough. I'm not great at interviews, but I knew some programming from school, so I built a few small online stores for extra cash. Eventually, I landed a sales job because they hire anyone for sales. I was good at it, outshining my colleagues, but it felt like a dead end. Then I had an idea. If I could build and promote my own website, why not do it for others? I quit my job, built a site, ran some cheap ads, and it worked. I started freelancing, then hired my first employer and rented the cheapest office in town. A year later, we were 5 people. Another year, 30 employees and an office in the city center. I thought I did made it. But life surprises. The market got tough, my company started failing, and then COVID hit. No profit, no way to pay taxes. I shut it down, went back to freelancing and driving a taxi. With a second kid on the way, I took any job to feed my family. I kept studying programming, hoping for a break. But who hires a 40 years old beginner coder from a war-torn country? Exactly, nobody. And don't get me started on my personal life. Chasing money and success made me miss out on relationships. I was not exactly a Prince Charming. let's just say, some women might have a few choice words for me, and they'd be right. But I found someone who stuck with me when I lost almost everything. We've got no money, plenty of arguments, and 2 amazing kids. That's worth more than any paycheck. Then war hit. If you've never lived in a war zone, you can't imagine the chaos. Panic, police, explosions, people with guns walking the streets. My son was 5, my daughter not even 2. I had hours to decide. Stay or go. Every choice felt like a gamble. Stay and risk our lives. Live and face the unknown. Here's what I learned. Goals don't matter. They are just traps set by society, ads or movies. What matters is choice. The best choice is the one that gives you more options later. Chasing goals based on emotions will burn you out. Instead, be grateful for what you have right now. It's the real gate to happiness. During the war, I realized my health issue might have been a hidden blessing. They gave me a chance to leave the country with my family. After a year of hoping the war would end, we packed our car and drove into the unknown. At the border, after hours in line, I was not sure they'd let me out. But when they did, it felt like coming up for air after drowning. Freedom, hope, a new start. Choices, not goals, shape your life. I used to struggle to talk to people because I had no stories. Now, I've got enough for a whole YouTube channel. Every failure, every pain, every lesson, I'll share them here. Subscribe if you want to hear more about my journey, the migration struggles, and what's next. Who knows, maybe my unpopular take on life will help you one day. See you in the next video, stay real, make smart choices, and I'll catch you later.